My stomach. It was twisting and turning and churning, and I felt the moss fluttering around inside too. I know the saying technically goes, I have butterflies in my stomach. But I say moss instead of butterflies because butterflies are everything that is all right in the world, and moths are not. Butterflies are pretty and give warm and happy feelings, and moths do not. And this feeling I felt on my first day of 3rd grade was not a pleasant one. For I was the new exhibit in a museum. Everyone was fascinated by me, and I just wanted to fly away. And then, that fateful moment, when they began asking the worst things I could possibly imagine. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you like to do? They seemed to pour out from all around. I felt as though I was suffocating, drowning in the words that were meant to draw me out, but instead only made me shrink further into myself. I'm a turtle, retreating into its shell, its safe haven, but I couldn't seem to retreat fast enough. The next thing I knew, I was ushered to the front of the museum. Center stage, the last place I wanted to be. I felt their eyes on me, scrutinizing and observing, as though they each had a magnifying glass. I felt my face burn bright, almost as if I had just received the worst sunburn in history. Or maybe I was just the sun itself, although I seemed to be frozen at the same time and couldn't move for the life of me. But even my misfortune didn't seem to dissuade the enticed onlookers. In fact, it only made it worse, for not only was I as bright as the sun, I was as red as a tomato. Yes, tomato face, that's what they called me, and that's when the snickers and whispers began. And then, as soon as I unfroze, I began to shake. It began on my toes and went up to my knees until they were knocking together like the mailman, impatient with a large package. And then to the tips of my fingers, where they became the most interesting thing in the world, as I stared at them with the same intensity they were staring at me with. As I did my best to ignore all the laughs and giggles behind small hands, which did nothing to hide their guilty dispositions or shield me from the sting of their words. Oh, and how more than ever I wished I could be a turtle and hide away for all of eternity, to fall back into the shadows, where everything is cool and serene, and where my shell wouldn't be needed anymore. And now, when I see tomatoes growing on a vine, all I remember is that day in 3rd grade, my first day, when I couldn't seem to retreat fast enough.